Hello, welcome back. So today I have another bourbon to review for you guys, and I'm kind of excited to review this one. Um, and it's the only bourbon I've tried from this distillery, and it's fantastic. And I would say it's probably up there in my top five, if not top 10. Um, so um, I've seen many of the bourbon videos of people talking about this distillery, and I think Bruzel is one of them. And he said, in his own words, "Don't sleep on, don't sleep on Michters." And I went ahead and decided to pull the trigger and buy myself a bottle of Michters Small Batch Bourbon. So this is kind of like their, I guess, main product. I know there are some products that come out of Michters that can be hard to get, but this one's kind of the one that you'll see for the most part if you walk into a liquor store. At least here in my state, I can find this bottle pretty much all the time in whatever liquor store I go to. And I want to say I pay usually around, I think 45 is too generous. I think it's around $50 to $60. Or I might be tripping. Maybe 45 to 55. I think 60 is kind of, a little bit crazy. You got to be in a very strange area that has high liquor prices. So I think $45 to $55 is a good range that I find this bottle at in my state and in my surrounding area. So this is the Michters Small Batch Bourbon, US 1. It's established in 1753. I'm going to read some of the text on here. Distilled in small batches according to Michters pre-revolutionary war quality standards dating back to 1753. It is a 45.7 ABV by 91.4 proof. And my batch number, Michters batch number, 24. This one looks like a 1. I can't really tell. I think it's 2413609. And there's a little bit of a tag on here that came with the bottle. Not sure if the camera picked that up. I still need to work on the lighting for my me recording my videos, but it's the 2023 most admired whiskey in the world, I guess, award or whatever. Drinks International. So, just like with all my videos, I like to read the text on all the bottle, other than the government warning label, and there is some more text on the back, so I'll go ahead and read that. US 1 Small Batch Kentucky Straight Bourbon. We are proud to offer you our small batch bourbon. In the Michters tradition, hailing from one of America's first whiskey distillers, this bourbon is made from highest quality American corn and matured to the peak of perfection in hand-selected charred white oak barrels. It is then further mellowed out by our signature filtration. Bottled by Michters Distillery, LLC, Louisville, Kentucky, 40216, which is the zip code. So, this is a fantastic bourbon. It's definitely, if not in my top 5, my top 10. So, it is a cork off. Pour ourselves a little bit of a dram here. You guys are wondering, if you have watched a couple of my reviews so far, how I'm always using this specific Glencairn. There is some lore behind it that we will get to in one of the videos I make on my channel. But for now, keep it a mystery. You may also notice this in probably each of my thumbnails as well. So, anyhow, this is the Michters Small Batch Bourbon. I got my notes right here. It's like with all my videos, I write down my tasting notes before I review it, get on camera, review it for you guys. Just to remind myself of what I've noticed and picked up throughout the tasting here. And if there's anything that I did not write down that I notice during this review, I obviously will bring it up and update it as I put the tasting notes, or my tasting notes, in the description of the video. Let us start off with the nose. I will say the nose is really pleasant with this guy. You get immediately hit with some bounced notes of vanilla and caramel with a very huge sweet fruit right behind it. It's almost like strawberries. Almost like a strawberry shortcake. It is super pleasant, the nose on the Michters. And then followed behind all of that, those notes, you do pick up some smoky oak, which is very pleasant. It must be from those charred white oak barrels that they mentioned that they aged this guy in. Overall, the nose is extremely pleasant. So, how about the palate? There is a lot to unpack here, and I mean a lot. So, the mouthfeel is oily. It's very, very pleasant. Great mouthfeel. Oily. You get hit with notes of sweet corn, honey, and it's followed by that heavy hitter of oak and sweet vanilla. It is an absolutely amazing palate. Not to say that it's the most complex out there, but it's complex enough to be extremely enjoyable just to drink this thing neat. It's pretty unique. Yeah, I mean, it is unique, especially about what I'm about to say about the finish. So, the finish. This is the smoothest bourbon I have ever had. Now, obviously, it's not up there in proof like Wild Turkey 101 or barrel strength or barrel proof or full proof bourbons, but it is literally the smoothest bourbon I have ever drinking in my journey of whiskey and bourbon and liquor, whatever you want to call it. Not to say it's Johnny Walker smooth. That's not what I'm saying. But when it comes to bourbons, it's the smoothest bourbon I have ever had. It doesn't taste watered down or feel watered down at all. The finish is like medium to long length, so it lingers for quite some time. You get notes of the oak and vanilla that carry over from the nose and the palate. And it's like it's lingering for a while with those oak and vanilla notes. Followed by that, you get some. Well, let me try. Sample one more time. Yeah, so followed by those lingering oak and vanilla notes in the finish, you get hints of white pepper. So some cracked white pepper, and then just a bit of a gentle spice. It's a kiss of gentle spice towards the end as the finish starts to kind of just exit its way through. So smooth, medium to long length of a finish. You got the notes of vanilla and oak from the nose and palate that carry over, and then you get some gentle spice notes towards the end and some cracked white pepper. It is an absolutely fantastic finish, and overall, the profile on this guy is out of this world. Now, this is a $45 to $55 bottle of bourbon, depending on where you live. And it's a little bit more expensive than your Buffalo Trace or regular, just standard Woodford Reserve or Wild Turkey 101. Trying to think of other bourbons that are around that price range. I can't really think of. Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, standard Four Roses. It's a little bit more expensive than those, but absolutely worth it. This is a step up from, if you just got into bourbon and you started off with the Maker's Mark, the regular Maker's Mark, Woodford Reserve. If you are in a location where you can get Buffalo Trace relatively were readily available to you, or you did like Four Roses or any of those bottles that are around $25 or maybe $20 to $35. If those are the bourbons you started out with in that price range, get this bottle as your next step in your bourbon journey. You will not be disappointed. It's amazing. It's a little bit more expensive than those bourbons that I just mentioned, but it's one of the best next steps you can get into at the next, like, I guess, price range or price tier range, however you want to call it. And yeah, highly recommend Michters Small Batch Bourbon. Anything that comes out of Michters, I've heard, is fantastic. And as Bruzel says, don't sleep on Michters. You'll regret it. Absolutely fantastic. I recommend it. It's definitely, if not top 5, it's top 10 in terms of the bourbons I have tried during my journey. So this is Michters Small Batch Bourbon. Highly recommend it. That's about it. See ya.